Hi everyone, and welcome back to our March post out, and it's all about our children, and we're using the Sweet Bugs bundle. It's actually a sweet. We're using everything. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're up to card 5, so if you're creating with me today or come on later for the replay, don't forget to grab project 5 and come along and craft with me, or if you want to watch the replay and stop and start it as we go, you can do that too. So give everyone just a couple of minutes, and I know there's a lot of people that can't make it this month, and I know there's things happening. We've got Moomba on, we've got the car racing on, we've got the long weekend. We have got so much happening here in Melbourne. So yeah, so I know that people are busy today, but I'm still coming on and I'm still doing our project. So we will start with project 5. So I'm going to come down and get started. And if you do come on, say hello, where you're from. And if this is the first time you've actually come on, my name's Teresa Brown. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warragul in Victoria and have been for 19 years. And I love to create and share card making and scrapbooking and all things papercraft. So let's come down and get started on card 5. Sorry about my hand for a minute, guys. Okay. So when you get your projects, they come all nicely like this. I'm just going to see if I can fix this camera up a little bit because I moved everything yesterday due to having my in-home scrapbooking class. So I've just got to realign everything. Hopefully that's pretty good. Okay, so when you get your projects, they all come in little bags like this. They come in with their little instruction sheet, and also all your bits and pieces are inside here. So we're going to grab all our bits out and we're going to follow the steps along. So the first step is to grab our card base, and we're going to score it at 10.5. Everything's cut up, ready for you to go. Now, we're still on our bonus post out until the end of May. Wow. And I can't believe April's coming up. We're already in March. April's is going to come up, and then May. Now, that's the last one for our big special that I've had for 6 months. 12 cards for $45. That is hands down an amazing special. Okay, we're going to now cut from the bottom right hand up to our score line. So when you're placing this onto your trimmer, make sure you have your score line lined up in that little split here, and make sure that you turn your card around so you've got your little score line and then your point of your card. When you're actually doing this, don't start from the edge because you can actually curl the bottom corner of your card. So bring your blade up and press down, then you can come down and back up. Okay, that way you're not going to pull the paper at the bottom here, which quite often can happen when you're trying to come into a very fine point. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to chivvy that paper up. So we've got our first cut happening here. So now we have that little triangle bit cut off. Okay, so that's really good. Now we're going to score our flip insert panel. Now this is 21 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 11 centimeters. So I'm going to score it at 11. Hang on a minute. I've got a feeling I have cut this wrong. Let me just check. And if I have, I apologise to everyone. Let me just see. I have cut this wrong. I hope I haven't cut everyone else's wrong. Tell me in the comments if you got this kit. did I cut your piece the wrong size? Zip insert panel, I have got 21 by 8.5, score at 11. So 21 centimetres is 10.5. So we're meant to score it at 10.5. Okay, not at 11. It can happen. It can happen sometimes. I've written it wrong on the instruction sheet, so just make sure that you correct that. It's not scored at 11 centimetres and fold in half. It's actually scored at 10.5 and scored in half. So I normally proofread, and I probably don't know why I didn't, but anyhow, doesn't matter. But you can just change it with a pencil. So if that's the case, we may have to trim our little bit down a little bit. So I'm just going to trim this one down because I've cut everything to 11 and it needs to be cut to 10.5. So we're just going, oh, well, that's not too bad. We just need to take a tiny little bit off the top of this one. So this is the one with the little stump on it, okay? And I'm letting you know that I did make that mistake because sometimes that can just make the whole lot, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? That's what people think. So it can make you think, oh, what have I done wrong? But you haven't done anything wrong. We just need to alter things around a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to take just a little bit more off that. So I'm going to bring this in at 9.5, just so we get that nice border all the way around. Okay, that's fine. That's better. So now we get that right border all the way around. Okay, just teaching you how to cut. Not really, it just happened that way. But that can happen at times. We're fine. Okay, get my glue. I'm just going to roll that little bit up and get it out of my way. We're going to stick this now onto the front extension flap. Okay, or inside flap. I'm not quite sure how to describe it sometimes, but I think I called it an inside panel. So this is going to go on here. We're going to have that nice border around. Now, sometimes when you get your kits from me, I try to do a 0.5 border, but if you want a 1 centimetre border, it just means trimming your pieces up if you like a bit bigger border. Remember, my cards are ideas to get you creative, but you can always change it if you need to. Don't ever feel guilty if you need to change it to the way you like it, okay? Because it's entirely up to you. So now we've got this bit happening. So now we grab out our white piece for the insert, and we're actually going to emboss this. Now, I emboss mine. You can emboss it in anything that you have at home. Let me just grab my embossing folders here. I actually use this big daisy one. It's quite a new one on mine, on the sample one. But I also love the exposed brick embossing folder. You can use whatever embossing folder you have in your stash, okay? You didn't have to go out and buy anything anything extra for that. You can just rub this up here. Oh. Heavy, heavy, heavy when you're doing it with one hand. Okay, so we're going to remove all our plates, plate 2s and 3s. So we just want plate 1 and plate 4. Okay, we want our white card and we want our embossing folder. The side we're stamping up is the side you want facing up. And we want to pop our embossing folder in there. If you have something that's lined or straight, you want to line it up so it's straight. Okay, and then close your lid down. Put your number 4, which is your grey one, if you've got the Stampin' Up die cutting machine, and wind it through. Now we have 2 die cutting machines. We have our big one and our small one, but the embossing folders, we do have some small embossing folders, but 99% of the time we have bigger embossing folders. So one of the questions I got asked the other day, which one would you purchase first? Good question, really, because, you know, some people, you know, they love the small one and they can take it wherever they want. But if it was me and I had to buy one first, I would definitely go with the big one, okay, because you can fit your larger embossing folders, dies, you know, so much more in that big one. So if it was me purchasing for the first time, and that was the question I was asked, I would definitely purchase the big one. But it really is up to the individual person, okay? The big one is a little bit dearer than the small one, and that's what people look at. But in the long run, you're going to get a lot more work from your big one than your small one. But there's nothing stopping you from having a small one later on. And you can use that with your reward points. When you buy things, you can save your rewards and get your small one that way. Okay, so we're going to stick that in there. But thank you for the questions. I love it when people text me through questions because it shows me that they're interested. It shows me that they're looking to find something to cut and dye. Now this is our designer series paper to do our triangle. Let me just give you the measurements of this one. It's 13.5, and I'm going to see if I've done it right, 9.5. So let me have a look at our front designer series panel. I don't think I actually put the measurements on there, so you might want to write the measurements down. I know, front triangle panel, 9.5 by 13.5. Yes, it is on there. It's the second step on there. And it's to cut your triangle. Now, the one thing I love about our designer series paper is that it's double-sided, so you can choose which way you want to go. Once again, you're going to bring from corner to corner, and we want this piece down here. So make sure you're not going this way, because that's the reverse way. You want to put your, if you're looking at it, you want your left-hand top corner and your right-hand bottom corner. Okay, line the points into that little line. Now, you want to, once again, start your paper trimmer in the middle. Press down. When you press down, you're pressing the blade into the paper and go up and back. That way you're not going to get that paper moving. Now you can always make another one with this later on. Okay, you can always use that for another card. So just pop it aside and you can use it for another card. I'm just going to move that over there for a minute. This is now going to go directly onto here, onto our front panel like this. Okay, so grab your glue. Don't let go too close to the edge. You don't want your glue to pop out and get tacky. I'm showing you how that reacts. Oh, reacts when you get glue on your fingers. And I went and put glue on my finger, but I have got a wet one here. It does get your fingers really tacky, and you don't want your fingers sticky, I mean. So line it up to between your line and your fold line. So you've got that border all the way around. Okay, beautiful. So you can sort of see that's a lot of fun. Now in here also, we're going to have to fussy cut this one. Unfortunately, there's not a die for our little bug here holding the flowers. So grab your scissors out, and we're going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. I should have had him cut out, but that's okay. I'm getting better with the scissors with my hand. You can leave a little bit of a white border. That is entirely up to you if you want to do that, or you can cut really close to the edge. Okay, so your choice. No right, no wrong, no judging. Just cut it out. And as you can see, when I'm cutting, I turn my paper more so than my scissors. okay, I find that easier to just turn my paper around to the way I want it. I'm just going to come in a bit closer to that one. So we're just going to cut this out. Thank you for joining me today. If you've popped on, I haven't popped my head up yet, but I will pop my head up soon after I cut this out and see if anyone's on. And if you're on, hello, and thank you for watching, and I hope you're enjoying. And I'm just going to do around here. Now, when I'm packing up my kits, I try to have all the paper that it fits in nice and neatly. The next post out, which is the fun fold one, I still have a couple of vacancies, not too many, but just a couple. So if that's something that might interest you in that, let me know. It's still at the special price, 12 cards, $45, which is a bonus because things are going to be changing after May. And I did put a post up. I think I put a post up today, or I might have put one up, or it's coming up tomorrow. I'm not quite sure when I scheduled it for now. But it will be coming up about the changes, and I hope you all just get on there and tell me what you really want, whether you want 12 cards for $70 or whether you want to go back to the original 6 cards for $45. So tell me what your preference is, because I really want to keep this going. But with all the gifts and the little pins and everything I put in, the door prizes and everything, I need to put the prices back to normal a little bit. So I've had 6 months of our special price, and thank you for everyone who's joined in that 6 months, because it's been so much fun, and I hope it continues being a lot of fun for a lot of you. And that's why I'm putting it up for people to let me know how they feel. Yeah, we've got to cover a little bit of our costs as well. And I love having bonuses for you girls. So who knows? I might have to do another bonus a bit later. But as from June, July, August and September, it will go back up to normal price. So just let me know what you would like to do. And I've decided that because I keep getting asked to family things on a Sunday, I'm going to change it to Wednesday to do my videos, because I notice a lot of people sometimes can't get on a Sunday anyhow. So they can still watch the replay from a Wednesday. And then that gives me a little bit of time with my family as well. Okay, so we have our little bug here, grasshopper I think it is, and he's going to sit up here onto our log. So we're going to use dimensions on him now. The dimensions are way down the other end of the table. Let me just see if I can grab them. Oh my God. So, oh, I don't know why they're way down there. I was cleaning up from yesterday's scrapbooking. Maybe that's the reason. Oh my God, look at that. All the edges come off now. I might have to use the edge, I think, because I've just taken all the backing off it. So it's all sticky. So let's see, we got, that will fit in there. Yep, beautiful. And yeah, definitely a tucky edge. And our, just gonna have to be careful with that being tacky like that. All the edge come off around the, when I grabbed it. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. And then I'm just going to cut this little piece off here and put this on his head. Okay, so it's all tacky, so he's going to stand up on the log. He is so cute. He is really a cute little grasshopper. I'm not sure if they were all pink. I cut up so many I can never remember. Okay, then we've got our little piece to go in the center, which you're going to have to trim down a little bit, okay? And that's okay, we can do this. It's not hard, and I want to show you how to do that. Oh, my paper trim is a little bit stiff, this new one. Okay, so always measure, yeah, let me go this way. Always measure your little card. So our little card, because you might have trimmed it down a little bit more, is 10.5 by 9.5. 10.5 by 9.5. So this piece needs to be 10. So bring it up to 10. You'll need to cut a little bit off. And it's 9.5, so you'll need to cut it off at 9. What was that one? Sorry. 8.5. Oh God, Therese, you're not even reading it properly. It'll have to be 8. So that looks pretty awesome on the right. We just needed to take a little bit off the bottom. Okay, so it's not hard to change it around. And it's good for you newbies to have a go at changing things around, so that you know how you can do it, and it's not hard. So it's just virtually 0.5, okay? And I really wanted to make that something that you could learn today, because it's important to learn how to adjust things, not just make them. And with me doing all the cutting up, you don't get to do much cutting, so we're doing a bit of cutting today. Just a little bit to help you along your way. Now, when you're folding this over into the center part, you need to make sure that it will fold over into the center part. Okay, so you need to make sure that, don't just come in and go like that, because it's not going to happen. Make sure you open it, put it underneath, line up your fold line to the edge of your triangle line here. So like that, and then it should be able to fold down nice and easy like that. Okay, so just like that. So glue on the back, not too close to the edge. We don't want the glue to pop out. Open it up and bring it across. Close this down. And once you've got it closed down, and you can sort of see that it's right on that edge of the triangle, your score line, then you can press down. Don't press down until you get it lined up, and then you can just bring that across. Now these flaps can be longer or shorter, depending on what you want. Okay, so you can have them narrower. You can't have it much wider than this, because this one's right over virtually to the 0.5 of an edge, and I don't like going too much. I like a little bit of white here. So this is probably the widest you could go on this, but you could come narrower if you wanted to. Okay, just some tips and gold nuggets there as you're crafting along. Hello, Melissa. I can see Melissa Ann up there. So this is our cute first little card. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a triangle flip fun fold card. It's a gorgeous one. And it opens up and opens up. So did anyone get it made today? If you did, good on you. If you didn't, if you make yours, you can always put them into the comments. You can always say who you are, what you enjoyed about it, and put your photo up of your card. Because I know some girls, this one's got everything in it for you, so it will be done in the products. But sometimes, if you've got to use a different stamp set, you can come up with really some interesting cards. And I saw Melissa's on Friday from our last classes, post out ones, and she's done an amazing job. So I hope, Melissa, and if you're listening, I hope you get to put them in the comments. And it might need to be done over on YouTube now, because I think they've taken a lot down from my Facebook page, because I only keep the videos up for a month on the Facebook, so you can always go over and do it on my YouTube. Don't forget, I'm really trying to get 1,000 YouTube followers. So if you know anyone that's crafty and they don't watch me, can you please ask them to join over there? It would be fantastic. Okay, so that is our card number 5, and we will have a quick, maybe 5-minute break. Would that be long enough for everyone? 5-minute break and come back and do card number 6. So see you later. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.